Assalamu alaikum everybody. I'm Farheen Iqbal and I am going to talk about Moth Smoke by Mohsin Hamid. Mohsin Hamid is a Pakistani diaspora writer born in 1971. He is best known for his four novels: first, Moth Smoke; second, The Reluctant Fundamentalist; third, How to Get Filthy Rich in Rising Asia; and fourth, Exit Well. I have read his two books, first The Reluctant Fundamentalist and second, which I have recently completed, Moth Smoke by Mohsin Hamid. Both books are very interesting to read. So I will start my discussion or presentation from introduction. The first point is setting of the novel. Moth Smoke set in summer 1998 in Lahore, Pakistan. If we look back in the history, exactly it was the time when Pakistan detonated its first nuclear weapon with testing with India. And next here is a character list of the novel. The first character is Daru Shehzad, who is the protagonist of the story. Aurangzeb, which is known as Ozi, the antagonist. Mumtaz is a wife of Aurangzeb, and Murad Badshah represent as a victim, and Khurram Shah as the oppressor, and Dil Aram is a quota woman who represent the social injustice in the story, and Malik Jawan represent the feudal order of Pakistan. Second is we are going to talk about firstly narrative techniques of Moth Smoke. So what is narrative techniques? Narrative techniques are the methods that authors use to tell their stories when analyzing novel. It is important to identify these techniques in order to highlight the main function of the story. Mohsin Hamid is an emerging novelist who has given the new identity to the genre of Pakistani literature through his popular novel like Moth Smoke and the three others. In a Moth Smoke, we are basically talking about the Moth Smoke. So in Moth Smoke, Mohsin Hamid adopts the multiple second person monologue in his writing techniques. Through his writing, he deals with the problems of corruption, poverty, social discrimination, terrorism, falling economy, and the problems of youth. All these problems are created by Pakistan itself, and for solution, it needs struggle within itself. To blame the Pakistan background, there are many aspects. For example, as politician blames to another party, and youth for their problems in employment, unemployment, they blame to the education system for being non-employable. So, this fact of the nation is rightly represented by the author in a very artistic way. So, as the synonym of these problems, Mohsin Hamid personify all these problems in a three different characters of the novel, namely Mumtaz, Daru, and Ozi. Each of the character is symbolically weaving of the factual problems of their nation. So next is even the more critical aspects of the novel is that is the character is always portrayed by an other. For example, Daru is described by Mumtaz and Ozi, while Ozi movement is described by his wife Mumtaz, and Daru every time they portray to blames to the other people. Daru represents a struggling class of the people of nation, while Ozi is an elite class. So what happened at the end of the novel is that the reader is not able to find any character is actual wise, everyone have his own significance in the novel. So simply we find out the portrayal of the character which by another one. This is way how novelists attempt to analyze the present day of Pakistan, especially urban Pakistan, through a post colonial framework, right? So next I move forward to next slide, which is the significance of the title. The title can be described in these words. First one is betrayal, second jealousy, third obsessive love, fourth corruption, and fifth one is drugs, money. The title indicate the central metaphor not only signify the self-destructive behavior of Daru but also the state of Pakistan, because he is a protagonist of the story and represent his regional context. Most important point in the novel of the title is the relationship between moth and smoke. Now let's see the connection between moth and the smoke. There is a common factor between moth and smoke, which is candle. Moth is represented by Daru and smoke is represented by Ozzy, and which there are a common factor which is represented by Mumtaz as a candle. So next is I would like to discuss the comparative study like Ozzy and Daru, because both have a great influence throughout the story, and they both are parallel characters. Parallel character in this sense, they both are a friend from their college, from their school age, and after that Daru do not have, due to he belongs to the middle class and he cannot afford the higher education from abroad like UK and USA. So Ozzy belongs to elite class and he can afford all the expensive of the study. So he moved to the America, and Daru, due to his lack of resources, cannot move. Basically in this story Daru is represented as a jealous character. Although he have a great potential, he is intelligent of all of his friends, but due to the resources he cannot afford the higher education. So this thing leads him, this jealousy nature leads him towards the destructions. So Mohsin Hamid, from his book MOTH, there is a chapter, air conditioning class versus non-air conditioning. So he beautifully portrayed the elite class difference and the middle class different. If on one side elite class, how elite class enjoy all the luxuries of life. On the other hand, middle class is just believing on Allah and pray 5 times a day and believing that after that one day, on the day of judgment, he will be a reward in the form of Jannah. So there are so many classes like mullahs, Pathan, Punjabi, and many others. So Ozzy is a middle elite class born with the fortune favor, believe in a power and wealth, self-centered man, and face many mental disabilities. Taking revenge from Mumtaz belong to the elite class, right? Daru, from who is from middle class, deprived and orphan, believes same but keep on the struggling. He also want to become a rich background, but due to his resources he cannot stand in a rich circle. And he want to take revenge from Ozzy and constantly degrade it. So next, there is a slide, themes of crime and punishment in the novel Moth Smoke. first definition of crime and second definition of punishment. If we see in the novel, almost all the characters in the novel are a criminal in his own way. There are so many causes from that leads him towards the criminal activities. For example, victims of unemployment. When Shehzad is although he is educated person and he have a good education background, and he have graduated from the top university of Pakistan, GC University. So he having all these having all these higher education abilities, he is jobless due to the rich moronic people. Due to his mentality do not match the rich moronic people of uneducated people of Pakistan. So Murad Badshah, he was a rickshaw driver and MA English, and he was also unemployment. And so these cause leads them towards crime and deprivation and of necessities of life, and both are deprived of basic necessities of life. Poor legal system. Due to the poor legal system, Shehzad is terminated from job, and traffic officer let him go by taking 700 rupees. Dil Aram, silent due to poor legal system, unable to raise voice against landlord, and no legal action at all. Right, then another cause which is by crime and punishment in the novel, uh, lack of faith. Shehzad, Ozi and Mumtaz, the three main character, and Murad Badshah also lost his faith in Allah. They are living, although they are living in a Islamic country or Islamic, so they do not have for having a Muslim believe whatever the circumstances is, in every condition he or she should be a strong belief in Allah. But lack of faith also leads him destruction. And complexities of life, psychological issues and crime of instinct. Complexities of life are being life is a complicated because unemployment and they become criminals. Mumtaz is taking revenge from Ozi and the victim of complexity of life. There are psychological issues that leads towards them crime and crime instinct by nature. Mumtaz and Ozi both commit crime for their pleasure. They cheat each other to become criminals. Inferiority complex. Like poor people, Daru always thinks that poor people suffering from inferiority complex, and he thinks that poor people is not a happy lives a happy life. Only elite class or rich people can live a happy life. So inferiority complex is also cause of crime and punishment in moth and smoke. And next is social injustice. Social injustice is also a major theme of the novel Moth Smoke. Shehzad, terminated from job unjustly, meets Murad Badshah. They become criminals. They both sell drugs, and Dilaram committed crime for sex and become pregnant by landlord. Society being unjust does not help her. She is helpless. So once Mumtaz, who is her pseudonym was Zulfikar Manto. He used for his journalist and sensitive information. So Zulfikar Manto, once he said during his interview to Zulfikar Manto, Dil Aram said to her, he brought me Hiramandi and made me have a sex. So there are major themes, both are major themes, and no let's move forward to the minor themes of Moth and Smoke. There are many minor themes of Moth and Smoke, like passion. Passion is Daru and Mumtaz have a passionate love for each other, and jealousy. Daru character is a jealous character, and jealous of his best friend Ozzy because of his money, fame, and beautiful wife. He thinks only rich people can live a happy life. Adultery, money, class difference, both elite class and middle class different, and elite class more powerful, having all the luxuries of life, and the Daru deprived of basic necessities of life like air conditioner. Desire of power, greed, lust, and temptation. Ozzy fulfilled his all desire, but Daru and Amrad remain deprived. So, power, Ozzy being to elite class, and he has a job holder, wealthy, and has a power. So it is also included in minor themes: greed, lust. Daru and Mumtaz are lusty. Both are lusty in this story. Unemployment. Which I have previously discussed in detail. Revenge. Ozzy take revenge from Mumtaz, and Daru takes revenge from Ozzy, and Ozzy also take revenge from Daru. So all the three characters is interlinked with each other. Um, and murdered. Daru is murdered of God, and Ozzy is murdered of cycle driver, who is the innocent boy of Lahore, and he, due to the elite class, do not follow the rules as it is considered. So he just no, he do not stop on the traffic signal, and the cycle driver is murdered by Ozzy's Pajaro. So drugs, Murad Badshah and Daru are even Ozzy involves in drugs. Poor legal system is which I have detailedly discussed in main theme of previous main theme. So next move forward to the corruption, deprivation of necessities of life, lack of faith, and psychological issues. So these are the minor themes of Moth Smoke. And next is female character analysis by Mohsin Hamid novels in his novel Moth Smoke. The female character is Mumtaz, who is influenced the both men's life. First, her husband Ozzy, and second is Daru, who is a friend of Ozzy. So, firstly, she was a portray as a bad wife. Once line I have quoted on my slide. Let's just read it. I tried to restart my marriage to discover everything that I have made me love Ozzy in the first place. Honestly, I did. But I did not work because I lost my respect for him. So gradually, after the 4 years of her marriage, he lost respect for his generous and sympathetic husband when she declares these lines. So it is certain that Mumtaz remained loyal and honest for her husband only 4 years of marriage, but at the same time she go intrigued to having sex with the husband best friend Daru. The first lie and deception begin when he start writing as an investigating journalist under the Zulfikar, his pseudonym Zulfikar Manto. So next, if we see Mumtaz as a worse mother, firstly he does not want his pregnancy, and then she revealed Ozzy sadly that she said that to had decided to have an abortion, but Ozzy is curious to become a father. and said, I did not feel anything. Mumtaz said, I did not feel anything, my son, my baby, and my little Janu, and only I felt nothing for him, no wonder, no joy, no happiness. These lines said by Mumtaz itself to the Daru, and while enjoying with the un. Unhealthy activities with Daru. So next, it is a female character analysis in a MOTH Smoke by Mohsin Hamid novel. So let's move forward to the next slide, which is comparison of both two novels hero. Now I have studied the Reluctant Fundamentalist and MOTH Smoke. So let's do the little bit comparison of two protagonists of the stories. First is Changes and second is Daru. Both personalities are both heroes are belongs to the middle class, and both are well educated. Both people do not are industrious and have capacity to work hard, but both are terminated from their jobs. Both are too much confused after fall in complex and facing a psychological challenges. Both are not rich, but they are passionate about staying in a rich circle. So next is both are under pressure of circumstances, and both are unable to secure the region their prestige of career, and both are tempted toward the rich ladies, and both are prey to inferiority complex. Both protagonists face the many crises of freedom in their respective circle, and both sacrifices for their freedom. So if we see at the end of the story, in contrast of Daru and Changes, if we compare these two heroes, Changes seems to fight back for his survival, and he continue his job in our when he come back to Pakistan, and he studied in educational institution. And but on the other hand, Mumtaz could not liberate him from worries of material words. Obviously his faulty perception leads him uh, towards the utter gloomy fate. So here are the reference list which I have developed my understanding for the presentation. Eh, hope you will understand my presentation and it will helpful for you. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can ask.